What's up and how's it going, everybody? My name is Splattercat and welcome back once again to the Nerd Castle. Today we're playing yet another episode of Expeditions Conquistador. I've been so excited about getting rolling with this whole series that really it's hard to focus on any of my other projects. I'm going to be super honest with you guys. Following the amazing battle that we had here at the palace, just defending from Leandra's troops, I feel very stoked about where the game is going, and so where we had left off, we had routed the first group of rebels who had assailed the city. We had survived, we had kicked their asses, we had taken tons of names. In fact, we've got a pocket full of names, if indeed that can be applied here, and so we need to go check on our allies who are holding the fort down literally over in this area. So let's go ahead and see what's going on here so we don't waste too much time. You lead your troops down towards the market, where Juan Noriega is waiting with some of his people. They look tired and beaten. The captain makes a few steps towards you as you approach. Did you hold the palace? Is the governor safe? The palace is safe and the governor is alive and well. He nods glumly and places a heavy hand on your shoulder. Then there is still hope. I'm afraid the fortress has fallen. We are all that remain of its defenses. What happened? They came through every entry point. They even brought siege ladders. Umberto didn't make it. Unfortunate. So Umberto is dead. His amazing beard and, well, his amazing beard didn't save him, but apparently mustaches won the day, so he's still here. What do we do now? Noriega raises his sword and points towards the docks. We have pushed the remainder of Leandra's troops back to the docks. My scouts have spotted Leandra herself among them. If we can get to her, that will be the final strike against this rebellion. If the rest of her troops don't surrender, then we will kill them too. Then what are we waiting for? Let's finish this. Take the lead, Capitan del Splatter, we will follow. And so we're on our way out to the docks for the final battle. Now before we do that, let me take a look at my supplies and make sure that everything's where I want it to be. First and foremost, I'm going to consider leveling up my doctor to see what his level 4 ability is. It's Smoke Bomb. He throws a smoke bomb that adds partial cover in a one space radius around the target. I see that being useful sometimes. And so I'm not really sure if I want to put a ton of points into it, to be honest. I may not actually waste XP on that. Revive may be enough. Let's take a look and see what Ortega gets out of this deal. He also gets Smoke Bomb, interestingly enough. And so it seems like they've decided to double up on abilities, which is a little disappointing, actually. Everybody gets Smoke Bomb, it looks like. What about you? Do you get Smoke Bomb? Everybody gets Smoke Bomb when they become Sergeant. That feels really, really lazy to me, unfortunately. Up until now, I was pretty stoked, and now I'm actually very disappointed that there's not singular abilities for each class. That's a bit of a letdown, I'm not gonna lie at all. Well, that considered, I'm gonna level up Vidal, and here is my rationale. Because Vidal is so often extended beyond the front lines because of her superior movement and her ability to sneak through and around enemies, being able to drop a smoke bomb around her position may turn out to be very useful to kind of offset the damage she takes from the focus fire of backline ranged. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now let's take a look and see what things are available for veterans first and foremost. I'm sorry, sergeants. There's got to be something here for a sergeant, right? No? Unfortunate. There's nothing here for a sergeant, it looks like, but we do have the opportunity to pick some other things. We can give her a bonus to her sneak attack when flanking. That's obviously a good choice for her because that's pretty much what we use her for all the time, is attempting to flank our enemies using her ability to walk through tiles. So I think I'm going to go with either that or Relentless. Relentless makes it so you have a chance to get a double attack, which is pretty amazing, but that's the gambler's choice. This is the pragmatist's choice. So I think I will go with, God, it's tough. I know I want one of these two. I believe I will go with Sneak Attack, though, because I just flank all the time with her. Now, I know that on occasions, we only get a few sergeants. I think we get 3 sergeants max. Don't quote me on that, but I know we are limited. I'm going to level up her hunting ability because the time may come. I've had her cycle through every now and again to help cure meat, and I guess I'm going to stick with that. Let's go to our wounded member right here and remove some of his equipment because he's obviously not going to be in this next battle, so we don't want to have him kitted out for combat, unfortunately, since he can't participate. And we'll just distribute it evenly among the other people who will be in combat here. Now, we do have the option to bring Ibarra instead of Pintado, but what I'm considering is possibly bringing Martinez. Or, yeah, I'll probably just bring Martinez, to be honest. So we'll kit her out. And yeah, let's go ahead and, I suppose, Vidal, you're maxed out. Okay, good. It's a little disappointing that she can't go any higher with her damage or anything. That's kind of a letdown. It's a bummer, but we'll live with it. It's fine. I'm not going to let it get to me. So let's go down to the barricade here, and it says, you and Noriega march your remaining troops in battle formation down to the docks. Leandra Vizcaíno and her officers have set up a small strategy post near the pier with a clothed table they must have taken from the nearby fish sellers' stalls, and their troops have taken up defensive positions behind packets and barrels of food and supplies from the ships. We call out, Leandra, come out and face me. I want to tell you something before we kill you. Leandra draws her sword and walks out between her troops. She gives you a haughty sneer. You put up a good fight at the palace. That was just a minor setback. We hold the fortress and most of the town. Here you come to throw yourselves upon our swords. Noriega points his sword menacingly at Leandra. You're finished, Vizcaíno. You had us all fooled, and you relied on our hospitality and our generosity to deceive us and attack us. Enough is enough. We will end you now. And so we have the option, oh, your time has long passed, old man. What a miserable existence you've led these past few years. A commander who was once so proud and fearless, who conquered all of Hispanola and suppressed any hint of an uprising with swift and precise brutality. Now here you stand, hiding behind the man who came to replace you. We can tell her, I'm not replacing anybody. I have more important business than policing this island from scum like you. Or what could you possibly hope to achieve here, Leandra? It's abundantly clear you're not fighting for the freedom of the Taino. And I doubt your barbed tongue will serve you well in hell, Leandra. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. That one's nice and barbed, so I'm gonna go with that one. Noriega sighs. I decided that I had seen enough bloodshed. I never wanted to be responsible for another death again, but you made that choice for me. I shall have to shed more blood after all. Yours. And so she snorts condescendingly, walks back to her troops' positions, and when she's ready, raises her hand with her back still turned to you, and her people open fire. And so we're on the offensive now, which is a little strange for us. We don't do that very often. So let's go ahead and pick our troops. And who else can we bring as an alternate? I suppose... God, I don't really want to bring Ibarra. I know that there's some disagreement down in the comments about hunters. I understand that, but, you know, I'm just not feeling them anymore. I'm just not in the mood for hunters a lot of the time, but I think I will bring her in this case because we did spend the level up on a sergeant. So let's go, and there's Ibarra right there. We'll go ahead and kit her out with some gear just so she's ready to roll in this upcoming combat. There we are. And so with 24 equipment, I think that she'll be able to help us out a little bit. And so to battle with no regrets, or at least some slight reservations, if not regrets. And let's see what we're up against here. We've still got plenty of supplies left, so I think in the long run we'll probably be okay. But who knows? This is hopefully not another survival battle. Looks like we've got a preparation phase here. Let's take a look and see what we're up against. So we've got one. Let's see, I count 5, 7, 8. So we've got 8 enemy units coming at us, and they have barricades set up, it looks like. And so we have the ability to start laying down some traps. I don't really know. We've got a wide open battlefield here. And because we used up all of our barricades in the last fight, we're in a bit of a strange situation. Now, I don't want to line myself up. Let's take a look and take count of how many hunters they have. They have a pretty good... Ooh, they have a sergeant as well. This could be a somewhat nasty battle. They've got a lot of range lined up, and unfortunately, I'm thinking... Yeah, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is let's take spike traps. We'll go there, and there, I think. Actually, no. Let's remove that one. Can I remove them? Oh, so they're going by chess rules. Once it's down, it's down. You can't move it again. That's fine. That'll work out to our advantage either way. So what we'll do now is we'll start the combat. It's our turn to start out. And we're going to make sure that we maintain cover as much as possible. We're going to get as many people into position as possible. And then we're going to kind of try and bait them out as much as we can. And so I believe I'll leave everybody behind buildings because we are going to have to play to our strengths here. Because we're lacking in ranged capabilities, we are going to want to keep ourselves not exposed. We want to keep ourselves fully hidden from the stinging bite of our opponent's ranged. And so let's see if they'll actually sally out to fight us. It looks like they will, actually. And so we've got a spike trap triggered. And so that's good. And it looks like, you know, the smart thing for the AI to do would just be to rest on their laurels and do absolutely nothing in this case, but it looks like they're just going to feed themselves to us, and we are going to be like sharks just on ridiculous creatine, just hungry, ready for blood, needing sustenance, and so forth. So let's go ahead and see what we can do with this first turn that they've given us. We have the ability to strike out here, and I believe I'm going to bring my scout back, because she's able to hit pretty hard. And so there's that first strike, and what I'm gonna do is we'll have everybody focus on this target for now. I can't guarantee a kill just yet. It looks like he's got 22 endurance left. This attack is gonna be 25 to 30 before armored resistance, so yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that's gonna result in a kill for us. However, what we can do is take a shot with our doctor. Yeah, and just hope for the best there. I wasn't gonna put too much on that shot, but it was worth a try. We've also got other units with range shots, so, you know, we'll play the cards and we'll see what we can do with it. I can't guarantee a hit right here, but we can get muskets out with everybody and just shoot away, and it looks like that's the best we're gonna be able to do with the turn that they've given us, and making sure there's nobody in that alley right now. A considerable move might be to block that with fire, and it doesn't look like they're actually going to let me, and so there is a range on the lanterns, unfortunately. I think what I'll do then is we'll drop a lantern right there, and we'll force them to either go around it or get burned in our righteous lantern fire. And so let's see what they do with this extra turn. They're going to take a spike trap right there on the left, and what's lucky here, ooh, they're throwing smoke bombs and so forth. All right. And it seems like they're dallying a tad. Oh, and they're going to trigger the other spike trap too, so I'm glad we're getting maximum mileage out of this whole deal. We're probably going to lose that hunter, unfortunately. That was a little bit of a decrepit set. Oh, never mind. He's going to be fine. Hunter, you're going to live. Don't worry about it. And so what we'll do is we'll strike right there. And then with our second set of moves, we're going to try and ace this guy as best as possible. And so we're going to move into range here. And there's the kill. This unit here is then going to slide out of the way for my doctor, who is going to heal as much as possible right here on this unit. There we go. This unit is going to step forward and eliminate the possibility of a ranged attack from him on this turn. He's at least going to have to take a attack of opportunity if he wants to get anything done. Additionally, what we might consider doing, well, what do I have going here? Can I take a shot from there, I wonder? I don't think I can. I don't want to risk it. And so what we'll do right here is we'll take a shot at that hunter, I guess. Just get him. Ooh, never mind. So I guess we'll take cover. And does anybody have enough movement left? Okay, cool. We're going to block off his next ranged attack as best as possible, or at least force him to forego his move. That always seems to be a pretty good plan in this game. Now, I hope that flame spreads very shortly. Otherwise, it's not going to serve our purposes as well as one might like. Okay, he's not going to take the attack of opportunity. He's going to waste his time with a little stabby stab right there. We're going to take an AoE at that location. It's a little unfortunate. It's a little weak. It's not something that I want to happen, but, you know, we'll take it as it comes. Now, over here, we have the ability to square off with what might be considered maybe the main force of our opponent's kind of girth, the nice little front that they've formed on this side, and I think I'm going to take that bid. I'm going to step over here, and we're going to see what we can get done. Deal as much damage as possible and take a look and see who's hurt, who's not. Now, because he's outnumbered over here, I'm slightly tempted. Yeah, let's do this. What we'll do is we'll bring this other soldier over here just to make another unified front, make sure that nothing gets too rowdy over in this spot. And then I think the doctor will come over here and continue putting a little bit of Healy love, just that loving touch, that herbal remedy on my hunter. And so the flames did not spread. I probably could have placed that a little better. Right there in front of the barrels probably would have been a little bit better in that situation. We've suffered a critical hit over here. Unfortunate, not something that I'm really happy about, but it's okay. It's alright. He's going to stun. Oh, Leandra's going to stun my one unit that might be able to get something done there. Now, this unit's trying to flee to the doctor. Ooh, unfortunate. Once again with the misses. God, gotta be kidding me. And so let's put a lantern on him. There it is. And so that at least is going to allow us to do something, and we'll take a shot with the doc. And the doc came through for us, whereas Ibarra, who just seems to be a giant cavalcade of failure, that's why I cut her. You know what? That's why I cut her out of the loop, and unfortunately we put her back. We gave her our trust once again, and she's breaking our heart all over again. That Ibarra, she is a heartbreaker, unfortunately. Now in this case, it might be good to start kind of moving the doctor back over to this region, because they're more or less going to steamroll Leandra now that this whole situation's been resolved. He's going to go for the revive right there, actually, which is a little unfortunate. I don't like that. He's going to take an attack of opportunity. Leandra's going to strike, and he's going to take an attack of opportunity that's going to result in his death. Not really what was expected. And Leandra's actually got some serious defense going on right now. We might consider trying once more. Well, he'll die in the next turn, or he or she, whichever, will die in the next turn with the next little volley that they take. And right here with the dock, I think what I shall do is, yeah, Vidal's still got sneak, so we'll give Vidal the ability to sneak back over to here, forcing Leandra to take an attack of opportunity if indeed she wants to close ranks with the rest of my force. We'll also surround this troop right here. I can guarantee you he's probably got his heart set on my doctor, but we got Vidal into a good spot. The doctor's going to restore as much health as possible, and we're going to, let's wrap the turn up right there. I think that's going to work out in our favor. And right back down goes the hunter. Unfortunately, can't really get anything done. That is going to be a problem, so we need that doctor to go bye-bye. Like right now, that doctor needs to eat some pavement as quickly as possible. So now that he's squared away with my troops, he is going to be the center of our attention. We're going to give him all of our love. And so there's a little bit more damage. I don't really... Let's see here. What can I use in this situation? And I'm a little concerned about... I can take half my movement. And so it looks like we've got 8 movement. I don't think I can get to the doctor, unfortunately. So I think maybe just going back and focusing on Leandra is all I'm going to be able to muster for now. I can probably... Let's go with a sneak, and we'll at least get a flank in right there. I probably could have done that in the first place, but I wanted to be safe about the attack. I'm not so good at counting things into consideration before I actually execute them, unfortunately, so it is what it is. Gotta live with my decisions, and, you know, the gnashing of teeth that I get down in the comments will have to... I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of fail at stuff like this. And so let's go ahead and we'll put a little bit of health on... Well, let's go ahead and put a little bit of health on this unit, I guess. I was going to say put a little on the hunter, but everybody here has to step out of an attack of opportunity in order to get anything done, so it'll be okay. He's going to spam another heal on Leandra. He is just being ridiculously loyal. Leandra's going to hit us with another stun, and we're going to... Oh, I clicked the mob. What is going on? Sometimes the clicks are so sticky in this game. I very clearly clicked on the doctor and it decided to walk behind him. Sometimes, you guys. Sometimes. That's all I'm going to say about that. And no further shall the diatribe go. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of healing on that unit so that he can become useful, and we will absolutely surround Leandra and hope for the best here. And so there it is. This should be the demise of our final foe. Alas, my hunter is going to take a little bit of damage, but it's okay. We're wrapping this whole thing up. And so down she goes. Death to traitors, I guess, would be the sentiment that we would express at this given time. So we got a flawless victory, which is the exact type of victory that I would prefer to pull off here. I like to finish strong. I like to start strong as well. So an all-around strong performance by our side. And so the battle dies down as suddenly as it began. One movement, all is mayhem. The next, an eerie silence falls over the docks. Your troops are victorious, and only a few heavily wounded rebels have survived the battle. We'll take a look around for Leandra. You order your troops to get your wounded to safety while Noriega's troops apprehend the surviving enemies. Looking across the bloody aftermath of the battle, you spot Leandra lying in the dust, ragged, breathing, betraying that she is still alive. You have come to finish it. And do you deserve a better fate? I only wanted to rise to make a difference and be remembered. She speaks with great difficulty, clutching a gaping wound in her abdomen while her right hand lies uselessly at her side. You just wanted power, but not to achieve anything, just so you could be powerful. That was your folly. She says, I betrayed everyone. Please forgive me. Everything I loved gone. Esteban. She exhales deeply, a bubbling sound escaping from her throat, and she is still. Oh, we didn't get to deliver the death blow. That's a little weak. Sometimes you gotta have that righteous retribution, that furious comeuppance for your enemies, I guess. Your troops collect the valuables and equipment that you can salvage from the dead and begin moving back towards the marketplace where Noriega is waiting for us. So we get 600 valuables and 10 equipment. Let's go talk to Noriega. We find our remaining troops and Noriega huddled together in the marketplace, struggling to open a box of wine bottles that Noriega's people have fetched from the cellar of Alcazar de Colon. They all cheer as you join them. Noriega puts his arm around your shoulder. My dear friend, I cannot express how grateful I am that God brought you to this island when he did. Just in the nick of time. You have saved my life and the lives of many innocent folk in Santo Domingo. I know that in my heart. I just did what I had to do. Hopefully the governor will release my ship now. A familiar, authoritative voice rings out from the north. "It is done. By my decree, your ship is free to leave whenever you please, Capitan del Splatter. Your service to this city, well, we can never adequately repay you." He walks up and grasps our shoulders with both hands, kissing our cheeks. "I have ordered Chacero, the treasurer, to bring all the gold, all the rations and medicine, all the military equipment that this town can spare to your carts. Mount your expedition with my most sincere blessing, mi signor." And thank you, Governor. I'm not gonna. I have the opportunity to be I can be a snippy dick right now, but I'm gonna be nice because that's just the kind of guy I am. Live and let live, except with your enemies. You have to strike down like a righteous flame on those that cross you. And so, you know, because he's on my side, I'm gonna give him a pass. But we'll make it clear that he only gets the one. The Governor's entire demeanor has changed completely now that the threat of violent revolution is off his shoulders. He kisses you on the cheeks, thanks, and congratulates you again, and hurries off back to the palace. I feel awkward. It won't take long for things to return more or less to normal in Santo Domingo. Already, the townsfolk are cautiously emerging from their homes, the merchants returning to the market to inspect the damage to their stalls. A few things will never be the same. Umberto de Rossi is dead, as are many of the townsfolk, and Fortaleza Otsama is sacked, but life will go on as it always does. And when you are ready, you and your troops will board the Maria Teresa and set sail toward the new world. We end the event, and we have the ability to leave now. We'll give one last chat with Noriega here. Oh, never mind. Near the docks, you are politely addressed by a large soldier dressed in an eclectic panoply, apparently built from an old black suit of armor repaired with scavenged pieces of plate mail. You are Capitan El Gato del Splatter? The same. The man has a strong accent, but his syntax is impeccable. You can't quite place them, but your best guess is that his accent is Eastern European. I have been searching for you. Your actions here have earned my respect. You have me at a disadvantage. I apologize. I forget myself. My name is Laszlo Paulik, and I am a mercenary. Okay, so it sounds maybe Polish? Unusual name for these parts. Where are you from, senor? He's from Hungary. Okay, I have been fighting in many wars against the Turks, and as a mercenary in Italy. What might you be doing in this Spanish colony? Word across Hispanola is that you are planning an expedition to the mainland. I have reasons of my own for traveling with you on this expedition. Well, if you wish to join me, you shall have to reveal that reason. There was a previous expedition, Felipe Gutierrez. From what I have learned, he took 300 men to the mainland, hoping to claim it for the Spanish crown, but not one of them has been heard from again. Among them was an old friend of mine, Tomas Zaz. We served in the same company in the Hungarian army. We fought together against the peasant rebels and later as mercenaries in Italy. And I apologize if I butchered that name right there. My syntax with Eastern European last names is unfortunately very poor, which is strange considering I have family members who are Polish, but, you know, what can you do? So, you're here to find your friend. Yes, something like that. If you will have me, I will serve you well, and perhaps I will find out what happened to Tomas. Although I guess Poland isn't that far east. I mean, it's not like Eastern Bloc, to revise my earlier statement, but once again, you know, I should probably know how to pronounce that given family connections and so forth. I need to know what kind of man you are first. Of course, ask and I will answer truthfully. Let's see, what is the most important quality in a man? He said it's a difficult question. He would say his pride. A man without pride is barely a man at all. If I may ask, what would be your answer? I'm gonna say, let's go with curiosity. I enjoy the scientific pursuits. That's what I study, and curiosity, I feel, is a very important thing in life. And he says it makes sense considering your present occupation. We'll ask him if he fights for money. He says he's not a greedy man, if that's what you're asking. In fact, I abhor greed. It leads people to discard their pride and honor. I fight because I am good at it, and it is a dependable way to make a living. A farmer never knows if their crops will survive the turning of the seasons. A mercenary knows that there will always be plenty of work. And we have no more questions. Let's just get moving. Then you have come to a decision. Yeah, you can come along, man. We lost somebody. We lost one of our party members back there earlier on because we couldn't rescue her from a nasty little ambush, so we need a replacement. Thank you, Capitan del Splatter. You will not regret this decision. He picks up his trunk and boards the La Maria Teresa. And so now I think it's about ready to roll out. We'll see if there's any storyline here to check out. It says, Adel stops you as you walk down the pier. This is where our paths diverge, Senor del Splatter. It's been an interesting experience traveling with you, and I might even wish to continue it if I didn't have responsibilities here on the island. My village needs their shaman back, so I will stay here. And I have the ability to coerce him. I can try and convince him, but you know what? I'm going to let him stay with his people, and so we'll wish him the best of luck, and he wishes us luck as we go to Mexico. With your money and the decree declaring the lifting of the embargo on your ship, you board the Maria Teresa once more, and it feels like you are home, if only for a moment. In a few days, you will be standing on the shore of the continent, ready to explore the New World proper, where mysteries of the Aztecs await. Cast off, and we'll see what happens here. And so I'm a little excited. It looks like... Oh, do we have to reselect? Okay, so what I'll do then is let's break off this episode, and I'm not sure how it's going to work when I choose to go to Mexico, and I am going to leave you guys with the option. Now, if you feel like this series has run its course and you feel like it's lost the magic, then I will most assuredly move on to something else. Some of the things that are on the table right now for a new Let's Play, just so you know your options, I have MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries, which I've been itching to play again. I haven't played it since I was a kid, and I did want to make an LP of it because I'm an enormous MechWarrior fan. I am a giant MechWarrior nerd. The other options is we have Project Zomboid, and then I also have Far Cry 3, which I have yet to crack open. And so those are the 3 invitationals, and I would like to hear what you guys would like to see, because honestly, I'm kind of moot on the whole thing. I'm content. I will play whatever you guys desire. And so at the end of this episode, down in the comments, please let me know whether you want to continue this into Mexico, and we'll probably be able to stretch this out for another 11 episodes, 15 episodes or so. I've done a little research about how long the game is, and it looks like we can probably force this one out for another couple hours of video. And so if you're interested in this, please feel free to express yourselves down below. And if you'd like to move on to something else, express that as well. And I'll go ahead and I'll take a look at all the comments, and I'll make the best judgment that I can. Once again, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the Nerd Castle. It's always a blast to have an audience while I play these games. I play by myself, I talk to myself anyways, so why not have you guys here to share in the experience with me, kind of grimace when I make terrible mistakes, laugh with me, cry with me, and so forth. And I will see you guys next time. Take care out there, everybody.